Addressing the 1Cloud9 files, here's my truth.
Where you
so
at,
that boy
Berto?
Cloud has responded to Alex. You guys may have seen my response. If not, go watch my response on the channel. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, man. Let's get right into it. This is probably gonna be another long one, so get your popcorn, get ready, let's go.
What's good, YouTube? Today, 1Scam9 is back. Okay, let me stop. I should be taking this a lot more serious than I am. My former editor slash friend, Alex Gordine, dropped an exposed video claiming that I scammed him because I didn't pay him when he wanted to get paid. But also, you clickbaited everybody. I got scammed, you did not get scammed. And also, I got proof that he didn't get scammed. Here's the Cash App receipt. I paid this man. You know, he even said I paid him later in the video, but he just tried to sneak by it. Before we really get deep into this, I need to preference this that Alex severely downplayed how close me and him were. At one point, me and Alex were damn near brothers. I trusted him with a lot of information. He's trusted me with a lot of information. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I already proved to you that the video that he made is already built on the premise of lies because I didn't scam him when I paid him his money. But I really want to open your eyes to what his video is. It's not an expose, it's an invasion of privacy in a slander video. But my response is to show you that the reason why he posted his video is not to get justice because he's already been paid. It's not to warn or prepare people because he didn't give y'all the full extent and the full story of what happened. And he's not making this video to show that I didn't pay him his money because, again, I paid him his money. So once you count all of those three things out, why do you think he made this video? Well, I can tell you for attention. And there's a lot of evidence and examples I'm going to show you in this video that proves that. Also, a telltale sign of this is that he's deleting every single positive comment about me or calling out the hypocrisy or the holes in the story that are glaringly obvious completely from the internet. But luckily, my team has already screenshotted.
Don't tell me you out here deleting comments, Alex. Alex, you're confident. You can't delete comments, brother. You have your face in your thumbnail. You're overly confident. You can't do that. So these comments got deleted, Alex? Why? Why would you do that, Alex? Deleting comments ain't it, fam? No!
Weirdo!
I thought we were confident.
These as proof. And like I was saying before, his title and thumbnail is clickbait. I never said I wasn't gonna pay you your money. That's a bold-faced lie. And I am not a demon, so I don't know why you put devil horns on me. Like, god damn. And again, you're doing all of this over a situation that has been resolved and handled over half a year ago. If this issue was so bad that you had to make an expose video on it, why didn't you post this 6 months ago, gang? And in this video, I'm finna give you the full story on this whole contract negotiations. Because if you couldn't tell, there was a lot of context.
And that was another thing that I said, Alex. I was like, bruh, at the end of the day, you can speak on your truth at any point in time that you want, but you made an expose on Cloud 6 months later, and you got paid. The icing on the cake would have been if you didn't get paid, but you made an expose on somebody that paid you, gang, and called it a scam. You didn't even title it right. Hey, man. But when I call you emotional, I'm tripping. That's an emotional play, young man. That's an emotional play.
In holes in his story. So let's start off with this ego thing. See, one of the biggest claims that Alex made in this video is that I have a major ego. Now for this claim, he doesn't really provide any real evidence. He honestly just says I have an ego a lot. But funny enough, a lot of this shit you said about me, I feel like you were honestly projecting. For instance, this one clip I'm finna show you, he tries to get off this take that I'm egotistical and resentful and jealous of him. Yet, he says this about me.
You know, I'm not saying that I'm the, most person that everybody wants to hate on, but I'm a handsome guy. I'm very talented. And like I said, he asked me for a lot of advice because I was so
stroking and
shit. Smaller creator. So it's almost like because Cloud sometimes saw that, I was the better editor. I had a better personality. I just so happened to start later than him and just haven't got blessed by the algorithm the same way he has been. Yet it was kind of like,
what are you talking about, gang? How are you finna say I got an ego? I'm jealous, I'm resentful, but yet you not only said that you're funnier than me, you're more creative than me, you're a better editor, but you also made a claim that the only reason why I'm bigger than you is because the algorithm blessed me, but it just magically didn't bless you.
And here's the thing about that, Alex. We gotta, I can't just let that gloss over.
Because the algorithm blessed me.
Algorithm blessed him
but it just magically didn't bless you.
Alex, let me give you some advice. I'm done with the bullshit. Let me give you some advice, Alex. You are adopting a whole ass mentality. You out of here, Juke? No. You are adopting a whole ass mentality because people, you want to take, it's like you almost want to take credit. Like, I'm the reason why 1Cloud9 is successful because I edited a bunch of his videos. While that is a beautiful thing that you contributed to Cloud's channel, nigga, you're not editing for him anymore. You haven't been editing for him for the past 6 months, and Cloud is still doing his thing. And you weren't editing Cloud's videos when he was on his come up doing the videos himself. You feel me? So it's like people that want to like discredit or little bro niggas on the grind, that's lame. Fine. But at the same time, when you're on the grind and you're trying to get your moment, you don't, like, for you to sit there and say the only reason that Cloud is more successful is because the YouTube algorithm blessed. Bro, I hate when people say that because that's pretty much saying that the only people that are successful in life are niggas that get lucky. And that is never the fucking case. Oh, it was luck when the nigga spent, and I'm talking about myself now. Oh, it was luck that I spent 10 plus years grinding my YouTube channel, gang. Oh, it was luck. No. And shout out to all the creators that have been grinding, and maybe you're one of them. But you don't just put that luck bullshit on there because you know what happens when niggas get lucky? If you get lucky and you get blown up to the top of the mountain, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to miss the moment and you're going to fall off just as quickly. So shout out to the niggas that got lucky and learned how to grind and take advantage of the moment and are still winning because that means you are a hard worker and you know how to adapt. And shout out to the niggas that didn't get lucky and had to build it brick by fucking brick by fucking brick. And it was hard the whole way while you were grinding to the top. And you looking down and it's like, yo, I literally made my shit from nothing. All that luck bullshit is for the birds, man. And it is literally a emotional child mentality. So you can keep making the jokes, oh, you're 29, grown man. It's the truth though. Because that is a little boy's mentality. I didn't make it and he did because he got lucky. Okay.
You. Interesting. But the clip keeps getting worse, bro. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, it was kind of like he envied me a little bit. And, you know, Cloud's whole perspective.
I envied you. Nah, bro, hold on. Let me watch this shit again.
I was a better editor. I had a better personality. I just so happened to start later than him and just haven't got blessed by the algorithm the same way he has been. Yeah, it was kind of like he envied me a little bit. And, you know.
So after you said this, did you not think that, you know, maybe, just maybe, this may sound a little hypocritical? Because I'm hearing a lot of envy, but it ain't coming from me, gang. Nigga was on here yapping about, yeah, because I'm so much better than Cloud. And if the algorithm would just suck my dick like it apparently be sucking his, I would be so much bigger than him, you know? But yeah, anyways, though, that's why he envies me so much. Like, what? That's not only one of the most egotistical things I've ever heard. Also, you have shown plenty of text in this video, not only supporting you, congratulating you on your success, but also I have reacted to multiple of your videos on my The Cloud channel. If I was jealous of you, why would I support you that much? That makes no sense. In this video, Alex also spent some time talking about how I struggle to pay editors on time. And this is a real issue. I'm gonna keep it a beam. I'm a busy guy and I have a lot of editors to pay. And sometimes—
And we held Cloud accountable for this. I'm done doing the cross-reference checking shit. Y'all gotta, if you don't believe me, then goddamn it, think I'm a liar. But I said multiple times that Cloud, you cannot be a young boss and have your editors waiting on their money. If you agreed to pay somebody on Sunday, pay the motherfucker on Sunday. I said this multiple times. And I held Cloud accountable for it. And after I reacted to the original expose video, Cloud called me and we were on the phone for, let's see, I can show y'all. Me and Cloud were on the phone for, fuck it. I can't find the shit. Take my word for it. Believe it or don't believe it. Doesn't fucking matter. Me and Cloud were on the phone for at least 50 minutes. And I was telling him that real, bro. I said, hey, bro, you got too much to lose to be acting like that. You got too much going on. You can't be a young boss and got your money. Got these editors waiting on their money, bro. They got bills to pay. They got things to do. So again, we held Cloud accountable. But there's a difference between late pay and no pay. You got paid, gang. You got paid. Don't try to make it seem like niggas scammed you.
I may be a day or two late. But one thing that I did to combat this fault, I will give an extra added bonus because of my inconvenience. But one thing he tried to accuse me of is delaying paying editors because I get some sick kick or fetish out of it. Like, he thinks that like I jerk off just thinking of the thought of not paying my editors. Like, what the fuck?
And Cloud will purposely like drag his feet to not pay people because it's like an ego thing. Like, just because he knows he can and he feels good knowing that people asking him for money. You know what I mean?
No, I do not know what you mean. How about maybe, just maybe, I am busy. I consistently post on 2 channels. I post a reel or short every single day. I also have other editors to attend to. And let's not forget, I am a human being. I have other things to do and other responsibilities in my life. Just because I can't get back to you when you want me to doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. I'm just simply...
This is true, but again, these are excuses, Cloud. I'm gonna be honest. At the end of the day, if you said to pay somebody on Sunday, nigga, pay the nigga on Sunday. And I'm standing on that. Love you, Cloud, but that's the truth. This is an excuse. If my rent is due on Monday and I want to get paid on Sunday and we agreed to get paid on Sunday, my rent is due on Monday, nigga, I need my money. And I said this in the original video. So Alex has every right to be frustrated if that was a consistent thing, that he was not getting his money. Okay? But that's the crime here. That's the crime here. That's the crime. Cloud was late for paying money. And this is the thing. Is Cloud wrong for that? Yes. But does the person that attempted murder get the same sentence as the person that committed murder? Does the person that steals a lollipop from the store get the same sentence as somebody that literally plotted on doing a heinous thing to somebody? No. There's levels to this shit. And while we should hold Cloud accountable for what he did wrong, he did not scam you, gang.
Busy. And I want y'all to start paying attention to something. Throughout this video, every single time somebody doesn't do exactly what Alex wants them to do at that exact moment, he says they have an ego. Remember that. Also, let me make this transparently clear because he tried to make it seem like I always pay my editors late. Usually I pay all of my editors on Sunday and I try to pay all of them the same day. And if not, it'll be like that Monday morning, like at 2 to 3 a.m. because I stay up super late. Like, bro, you're acting like I waited 5 days to pay you every single time. Like, bro, that doesn't happen. Also, in some of these screenshots, he tries to make it seem like I didn't pay him at all, but I didn't just Apple Pay him his payment. I would also Cash App his payment. Like in this one screenshot right here, I literally Cash Apped him the money. Yet he tried to make it seem like I never paid him. Once again, trying to manipulate these screenshots and making it seem like I'm doing something that I'm not. And as you see right here, this is proof that I do pay editors a bonus because I pay typically, I think around this time I was paying like $200 per video. He did 5 videos, as you see. That equals to $1,000, and also an additional $250 added on to his original payment as bonuses. Some part of that is performance based, but also the late fee because, as you see, I never paid him on Sunday. So even though yes, I do have inconveniences, unfortunately,
this is real generous because, again, while I agree that while I 100% agree that nobody should be getting their money late, I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. I ain't late fees, bonuses, That nigga Cloud really getting money. Cause I don't know if I'm doing that, gang.
Do make sure they're fully compensated for my mistakes and inconveniences. And funny thing about the bonuses is that I remember later in this video, he did say bonuses that I give isn't really me being nice. It's really just me compensating him for money that should have already been owed. He basically tried to say that since I underpay my editor. But if you look at the price graph, I pay Alex $150 per video. Usually I got a good bonus in there. So let's say 175 to even potentially 200. And later in this video, he makes a claim that on average, it takes him 4 hours to make a video for me. If you do the math, if I'm paying you $200 for 4 hours of work, you're getting paid $50 an hour. Do you understand how much money that is per hour basis? Only 5 to 8% of the world makes over $50 an hour. Yet you're complaining about that. And again, even if you wanted to be paid more, you could have just discussed it with me. Another thing about this payment fiasco, right? What Alex chooses not to tell you in this video is that he was fine with me paying him, not with a contract. I paid him like this for over a year. It actually benefited him that I paid him under the table because I wasn't binded by contract to only pay him a certain amount. If he was under contract, he knew he wouldn't get bonuses like he did, which is why he was fine without being on contract until I told him we were putting him on contract. The contract was never his idea. But back to my main point. But something that also tells to your character is your invasion of my privacy, because not only did you expose private calls and texts throughout this whole video, some of which didn't even add to prove to your point. You just exposed it to expose it. For example, you exposing information about my bank account.
But brag to me on the phone and go, you know, I'm gonna be honest. He's like, ever since 2022 or 2023 when I first blew up and I made so much money, he was like, I feel uncomfortable if I don't have at least 100,000 in my bank account.
You know,
Appreciate gaming with the sub, man. Welcome to the Where You At family.
I made this shit look sweet.
Big time, my dog. Thank you. YouTube, join the Twitch. If you're not watching on Twitch, join the Twitch. Link in the description.
I find this part funny because why would you say this? And also, why would I just randomly bring this up? In this conversation we were having, you asked me how much I made, and I told you that. Yet you used this clip and took the information that I told you, that you asked for, by the way, and used it to spin this narrative that I was just bragging. Like, what are we talking about? And let's not forget that I told you that information because you kept on telling me that I could trust you and you wasn't gonna tell nobody. Yet you told thousands of people on the internet. And also, Alex, why did you say the actual amount? Does your word not mean shit to you, brother? Because again, you told me I could trust you. But obviously, you are showing us that you're not that much of a trustworthy person. Like, that's just so weird. But the thing that really pissed me off about this whole situation is not only were you invading on my privacy, but you were also invading on my manager's privacy. And one of his clients who, again, you leaked in the video. For the sake of privacy reasons, you could at least have blurred the name of the person. Well, I know you're all waiting for me to address the contract situation, but I do have to mention one thing before we get there. Like I said, me and Alex were friends. Talk on the phone late night with each other. Pause, that sounds crazy. We've gone on trips with each other. One of the trips that me and bro took with each other, pause, this sounds so gay. One of the trips that we both went on with other people, the other people are girls, just so you know, it doesn't sound like we were butt buddies, was the infamous PCB Florida trip. He actually mentioned this in his video. The summary of what he was trying to get off with this is that during this trip, my friends bullied him and I didn't defend him, which is why he had to get up out of there in his own words. He tried to make himself the victim in the situation with me being the bad guy. Now, if you had a brain, you could realize there's a lot of holes in that story. And the reason why there's a lot of holes in that story is because he lied throughout all of it. Because this story is a perfect exhibit of who this man, Alex Gordine, really is. So here's the backstory. Me and a couple of my friends decided to go to PCB. So the people who were going on this trip is me, two homegirls, one of their friends, and I also invited
Big gaming with another 5 in the chat, man. Let's go.
Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto? Where you at, Berto?
Big gaming in the chat. I appreciate you. Oh no, game is going dumb.
Where you at, Berto?
Oh
Where you
shit.
at, Berto?
Much love. Welcome to the Where You At family. Let go.
Alex. See, Alex wanted to slide on one of my homegirls, aka the one that he said disrespected him. That disrespect, that rude behavior that he experienced never happened. You wanna know why? Because my homegirl barely even spoke to him the whole trip. But it's not
Bro
because of
with
what
the
y'all
super
think.
chat.
See, on the drive
Appreciate
down,
you, gang.
my homegirl got a
Much
call
love,
about an
gangsta.
urgent family emergency that honestly kind of fucked her up. The whole group was aware of this, including Alex, and we all tried our best to comfort her, except Alex, because all he was worried about is that she wasn't in the mood for him to try and
Cuss
slide
count
on her to
150.
spit some game or whatever. Which, brother, read the fucking room. And what makes this situation worse is that he started to make the whole encounter about himself. I remember he wanted to talk to me in a separate room once we got to the B&B. And he started going off about how she was gloomy and she had a bad mood. And he even called her a moody, weird bitch. Mind you, she's going through something. You know this. Why are you saying this? It's not like she even was rude to him. She just had a common, cordial conversation, and then went off
Alex, I called you emotional because I can literally feel it through the screen when we're watching the videos, gang. So you got rejected by a girl. And I'm gonna take what Cloud's saying with a grain of salt. But you told your side of the story. Cloud's telling his side of the story. And you got mad at me for calling you emotional. Bro, again, you are upset that a girl rejected you, gang. Or that a girl said something that you didn't like. So bad to the point that you left. My brother, I'm sorry, but that is some emotional shit. Straight up. Shout out to Gaming with the gifted 5 again. Let's go. Big Gaming in the chat. W Gaming in the chat. Much love.
Be by herself because she was actively going through something, which I kept on trying to tell him. He kept on rambling about how he was uncomfortable because the mood was bad. And throughout this whole situation, he only really cared about his feelings and nobody else. And he was trying to find a way to bring the focus back on him. It was just so weird. And then he proceeded to damn near have a mental breakdown for no reason, talking about how he regrets coming on the trip, how my friends were weird. And it just didn't make sense because nobody said anything to him. To this day, I don't understand why he did this. Mind you, all of this is happening on the first day. He's only known these people for a few hours. And then he told me that he wanted to go home. Brother, the trip just started. The only thing we did was go get groceries. Besides that, we've been at the B&B the whole time. What do you mean? And funny enough, he did mention the grocery part in his video, where he complained that my friends were trying to make him pay for all of the groceries, when that's not the case. We were all finna split groceries as a group until you said you didn't want to pay, to where my friends responded with, okay, cool, and then they paid for the groceries. You never spent a dime and it was never a big issue. You were literally just creating problems in your head and trying to find a way for you to somehow play the victim in a situation.
Bro, we all know people like this. And again, it's at this point, I don't even want to send no more criticism too much to Alex, because I don't even know if he can handle it, bro. I don't know why you opened this door, bro. But my advice to you, gang, is take a deep breath, relax, go in the gym, blow off some steam, and, understand that not everybody's out to get you, bro. Not everybody's out to get you. And when somebody gives you some feedback, that doesn't mean they're hating on you. That doesn't mean that they want to see you lose. Okay? It's crazy. Chaotic with the prime sub on YouTube. On Twitch, man. My dog. Big Prime in the chat. Big Prime. Shout out to Chaotic. My dog.
Where there's no reason for you to be the victim. Also, you were just making everything about yourself. So after 2 hours of us being in this room, me trying to console you, it got to the point where you kept on saying you wanted to go home. So trying to be a good friend, I said to you, yo, if you really do want to go home, I'll pay for your flight. I'll help you pack your bags and you can go.
Shit. You did that, Cloud? Better than me. This nigga, you paid for his flight? Shit. This nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Cloud, you hiring, bro? I ain't know you was paying like that, nigga. You giving out bonuses, late fees. Come on. What's going on, Cloud? Shit. I want to be in that nigga. Now I know why Alex was like, hey, Berto, you editing for Cloud because Cloud got a good thing going. Hey, Cloud, I ain't gonna lie. I don't mind the money being a little bit late if you just gonna triple the shit. If you just gonna triple the shit, then, hey, matter of fact, wait a little bit longer. It's starting to feel like the money got interest on it. Just hold on to it. Owe me $500 and then pay me in 2 months. And then just send me 10 bands real quick. Cause goddamn, this nigga flipping it.
And it'll be all cool. And next thing you know, Alex was flying home. And the night before his flight, he begged me to let him sleep in my closet in my room because he was scared that one of the girls is gonna do something to him. The girl.
All right, now I'm pausing a lot. But again, Alex, this is one of the areas where I really kind of grilled you a little bit. I was like, bro, this is some emotional shit, brother. You're an adult. You're an adult. And you were like, oh, wait, I don't want to sleep in there because a girl's going to do something to me in my sleep. Again, bro, it's hard not to clown that. It really is. But again, Alex, relax. Take a deep breath. Blow off some steam, man. Blow off some steam. It's okay. This is going to pass, and you're going to have your opportunity to be the amazing young man that I know you can be. And don't take what I'm saying as sarcasm, because I know it can sound that way. Because sometimes I do be on that dry humor shit. But, brother, it doesn't need to be this way. You kind of got to man up a little bit, bro. You do have to man up a little bit. I'm not saying that a girl can't do something to you in your sleep. And at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable, you have every right to remove yourself. Facts. I agree with you, Alex. But come on, man. Come on. All the evidence that you've given us, all the evidence that Cloud has given us, it just feels like you're acting like a girl, dude.
Before his flight, he begged me to let him sleep in my closet in my room because he was scared that one of the girls is gonna do something to him. The girl who was currently crying in her room because she's sad about a family situation that barely even knows you. That's the girl that you're scared of. Like, he was literally beefing with thin air. Like, I don't understand it. And the craziest part about the situation is that after this all happened and he got back home, he tried to blame me for the situation. Like, at first he sent me a text saying thank you after he got home from his flight. But then a couple days later, we got on a call. And not only did he take back his thank you, but he also told me that me buying him a flight was the least I could do because of the situation that I put him in, and blamed the whole situation on me for bringing my friends around him. Mind you, again, I've said this like 50 times. They didn't do a fucking thing to him, bro. We was only there for a couple hours. How could they even get the fucking chance to, brother? And of course, after this, we fell out because, like, bro, I'm like, no, bro, that's too much, man. And I tried to ask him for my $350 that I spent on the flight back because, of course, he didn't appreciate it. But this was the text he sent me. Yeah, Alex, technically, I feel like you owe me money. Maybe I should make an exposed video on you. Also, this is how you depicted my friend in your video.
One of Cloud's friends, these girls that he invited that I didn't know like that, one of them was extremely rude and nasty to me.
Mind you, this girl hasn't done a single thing to you yet. You try to slander her by depicting her like this for no reason. Yet you're trying to accuse them of bullying you. Like, yo, you show so many signs of being a hypocrite in this video. It's crazy. Hey, but now we know your character. But I don't know if y'all peep something. Throughout this whole video, Alex has shown plenty of signs of narcissism. And I'm not just saying this for no reason. Really just break this down with me. He has shown plenty of signs of being selfish, weirdly egotistical, envious, insane amounts of self-centeredness to the point where he...
Damn, Alex. I ain't even go on you this hard, gang. I just cleared up all the bullshit you was saying about me, but I really didn't even drill you one like this. This nigga Cloud telling it how, whew. But you want to know what the reality is, though? You want to know what the reality is, though? I don't know, Alex. So I don't want to self-glaze here, but I'm going to have to because this is the context of what's going on, is I don't want to talk too crazy about Alex because I don't know him. All I know is what he's gotten on the internet and has said about Cloud and me. So I addressed that. Cloud clearly had a relationship with you. So, again, the only reason I say that's self-glaze is like another testament to my character. I really don't want to say too much about shit that I don't know. I don't know you. I can't even tell a story about how you did anything wrong to me or how you threw me under the bus. Nigga, you don't know nothing about me, and I don't know nothing about you. The only shit I know is that you got on the internet and started spreading lies and misinformation about a stranger. Come on, Alex. It's not W plays, gang. Not W plays.
He literally negates other people's tragedy. And again, when he doesn't get his way, he resorts to bullying other people, but then tries to call himself the victim and blaming other people for his mistakes instead of looking internal. Like that ass, he's been victim maxing this whole time, bro. I don't know how he's still doing it. All of these literally terms to describe a narcissist. And I'm not the only one who thinks this, because if you go through the comments that he actually deleted, a lot of them were calling him out for his hypocrisy. But of course, he deleted those because he couldn't stand people disagreeing with him or even criticizing him for that matter, which yet again is another sign of narcissism. And when other YouTubers reacted to your video, they also pointed out these same signs that I'm noticing.
Bro, I'm not trying to sleep on the couch.
Yo, W Chaotic with the 10
Where you at,
gifted,
Berto?
man. Let's go.
Where you at, Berto? 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 Where you at, Berto?
Where you at, family? I ain't gonna lie. Y'all really been pulling through and showing how we have one of the best communities on the internet. And I just want y'all to know how much I love and appreciate y'all straight up. Because while this is like the first time, I guess, we've been involved in any internet drama, I would say our digital footprint as a community has been pretty positive. I would like to keep it that way. You know, this also has been an experience for me too, where, you know, you guys have seen me get a little bit emotional, a little bit out of character, a little bit, you know, really passionate on the topic, because it's just like the niggas really out here trying to take a nigga down like I did something. So y'all showing up and, you know, keeping it unbiased, holding us accountable, holding everybody accountable and being real. I gotta say, I love y'all so much and I appreciate that. 100. W Chaotic in the chat and everybody that's subbing and donating this stream. Y'all tap into the Twitch, man. Link in the description. That's where you at.
Where you at, Berto?
Out in the open, when there's this girl that all of a sudden just hates me, is walking around at night potentially just because I'm
gonna go ahead and call a spade a spade. You sounding like a bitch right now, brother. What are we talking about?
Facts.
This girl hates me, walking around, like, what's this got to do with Cloud, bro?
Big brother advice. As a man, you walking around expecting other people to stick up for you, that's not how this life shit gonna go, bro.
out in the open, when there's this girl that all of a sudden just hates me, is walking.
Man, what, man? Bro, you need to boss up, my nigga. What she gonna do?
So it's almost like because Cloud
Hey, yo, W forever and the super chat.
sometimes saw that, you know, I was a better editor. I had a better personality. I just so happened to start later than him and just haven't got blessed by the algorithm the same way he has been yet. It was
Calm down, my nigga.
kind of like he
Jesus Christ.
This is not a wild claim, and I feel like at this point in the video, you can see why I'm saying that. But the main reason why I'm bringing this up is because Alex's ego is a big reason why these contract negotiations went their way.
Appreciate
they
you,
did.
Kale.
Because something
My
he
dog.
forgot to mention to y'all about these contract negotiations is not only was he being insanely difficult in them, he was also trying to borderline scam us and then blamed us for not letting him do it. And I'm not saying that to negate any wronghood or blame from myself on how I acted in these negotiations. But let me break it down. Fast forward about 3 months and I was looking for new editors on my main channel. And because I got desperate, I'm gonna just keep it a beam, I ended up reaching back out to Alex and asking him to edit for me, which was the stupidest thing I've done this whole fucking video. Like, I already knew his character. I seen his character. How do I let him back in? But if I'm being honest, to his credit, the reason why I reached back out is because he does get videos out fast. But I was being lazy and didn't want to find new editors, bro. I was trying to look past all of the red flags I seen, to be completely honest with you, for my own benefit. Short-term benefit at that. I fucked up. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned from this whole encounter. Anyways, we had a call. He did apologize for a good amount of the things he said, and we found a decent equilibrium to continue to work with each other again. But maybe a month into working with each other, me and my manager decided that we wanted to start doing contracts. The reason why is just to be a little bit more professional. So I told all my editors, yo, we're doing contracts. You know, the thing I really do hate about Alex's video, he never tells the full story, not once. Because during negotiations with Alex, I let Justin do the talking for the most part. But the one thing that I did do was verbally agree beforehand with all my editors on how much they wanted to be paid per video, just so we didn't have no confusions and back and forth about that. Me and Alex agreed on $150 per video. I remember when we was on the phone call, I kept on asking him, yo, if you want more, let me know right now. And he said 150 is fine. But the next week when he started negotiating with Justin, instead of asking for that 150, he asked for 200. When Justin asked him, yo, why are you asking for 200? Didn't you and Cloud agree on 150? Alex said, yeah, we verbally agreed on that, but we didn't write it on paper though. And then he continued to say that verbal agreement that me and him had didn't really matter. Interesting. I mean, you could say that. It's an opinion. I don't know if that's the right one, but I do know that since you think that about verbal agreements, then you shouldn't mind me breaking one of our verbal agreements because they don't really matter, right? Interesting. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Spoiler alert, him saying this did come back to bite him later in the video, but back to it. As you should probably know if you watched Alex's video already, Alex asked for a lot of things in this contract. A lot of things that he said was reasonable, but me and my manager did not agree with that statement because to be honest, it looked like he was trying to scam us. The first thing we didn't agree to was the overtime. See, like I said before, I paid Alex a flat rate for each video, but in this contract, he wanted to get paid for every additional hour that he spent on this video, stating that on average, he only spent 4 hours per.
Again, fight for what you want, Alex. But when you were putting that part up on the video and I was looking at the contract, I was like, nigga, I would never hire you, gang. No matter how fast your edits come out, nigga, I'm not paying $800 per video. At that point, Alex, just grind your YouTube channel and get to the point where you making however much money off YouTube. Because I guarantee you, I at one point was doing animations on my main channel. And there was times where I was spending like $1,000 per video. But that was like highly edited animations while I was still editing myself while having other people animating and editing, and I would only post like once every 2 weeks. Nigga, you think anyone's gonna want to pay you $800 a video and then spam, multiple videos a week? Like, bruh, you're out of your top, Alex. And you keep trying to like mask it with the, oh, I know my worth. All right. Shout out to you, King. I'm not even here to tell you that you shouldn't charge your price. But if that's the price that you want to go with and nobody's willing to pay it, gang, what does that say? Like, bro, like maybe you charging too much, brother. You could be as talented as you want. But if nobody's willing to pay it, then nigga, it's not worth that. And that's not a knock on you, bro. And that's the thing. Alex, he's so emotional, he can't take that criticism. Just because somebody doesn't agree with you and somebody says no, that does not mean that they're like trying to devalue your worth or make you feel like you're not, like you're bad or some shit. Bro, it's just constructive criticism. If I go walk into a fucking, Foot Locker, and they got a shoe on the rack, and I think it's dope, I'm like, oh, that shit's hard. I want that. And I go up to the register, I'm like, how much that shoe is? And they're like, $800. Nigga.
Weirdo.
I'm like, hold on, I don't want that shit no more. I'm not spending $800 on some regular Jordans or some shit. It's not worth it to me. And what do you think's gonna happen? Eventually, the Foot Locker or Jordan or whoever covers the prices, they're going to be like, this product isn't selling even though people like it. So we either need to lower the price or we need to discontinue this product. Just business, bruh. Just business. Let's keep it going. And shout out to Forever with the 2 super chat, and shout out to my dog Pro with the $1.99 super chat. Much love. Where you at, family?
Where you at, Berto?
So basically, if he
About to
ever
change my
worked more
battery.
than 4 hours on a video, he expected to get paid $50 for every additional hour that he got paid. So let's say he worked 8 hours on a video. Instead of getting $200 flat rate, he would get $400. But he never included a way for us to actually track his hours. He just wanted us to trust his word on how many hours he worked. Yeah, there's a big problem with that. He could say he worked 10 hours and get an extra $300 for a video, when in all reality, he only worked 3. So because of that, of course, we couldn't accept that. The next one we really didn't agree with was the corrections. Alex wanted to get paid a certain extra fee for every single correction he had to make in the video. Let's say he gets me back a video and I say audio or this or that wasn't right? He would have to go back and fix his mistakes. In his contract, he wanted me to pay him for fixing his own mistake. Like, brother, how does that make sense? And I don't know why he thought we would agree to these terms, but it's obvious he's trying to get over on us. And that first overtime one is just an obvious scam. So because we didn't see eye to eye, we continue negotiations. But just because you ask for things in a contract doesn't mean we have to say yes. See, Alex doesn't see things like that. In the section of his video where he was talking about contracts, he started to ramble about how when we were negotiating with him, we were trying to play an ego battle with him. His evidence for these claims is that when he gave us a demand he wanted, we would counter with an offer we wanted. And he basically said we were trying to downplay his greatness and that we were only doing that to ego and spite him.
But it's like, once they finally sent me the contract after I asked for the stipulations that we both agreed upon, the contract
That's cap. We both did not agree on that.
damn near didn't even have half of the stipulations that I put in there. It was like I was having to basically keep on saying the same thing that we
Again, Alex, and I said this in the video, original video. Alex, if you are just so sure that you are worth whatever you try to get and the business that you're trying to negotiate with is not bending, you are literally put in a rock and a hard place. That's like, it's business, it's negotiation. Mind you, I'm telling you guys this from a POV where I used to be in the music industry. I've signed bad record deals before. At a certain point, you know what I'm saying? You have to take some accountability. You signed a contract. And does it suck if you sign a bad contract? 100%. But you have to do your due diligence to make sure that the contract makes sense for you. You know what I'm saying? And in my situation, I signed a bad contract. And does that mean that the record label is trying to take advantage of me? Probably. But most businesses are. Nigga, most businesses are. I'm not saying that Cloud was trying to take advantage of you now, but what I am saying is if you are just reading this bitch up, down, left, and right, and there is no sign of what you want out of this agreement, what does that say? Then maybe just move on, gang. Maybe just move on. Fine, Cloud doesn't see your worth. Fine. I'll agree with you. Cloud doesn't see your worth, bro. Then just move on, gang. Just move on. You know your worth, King, right? Then move on. Why are you trying to fight for something that isn't there? But hey, it's everybody else's fault though.
already agreed upon. And it's like, you know, Cloud's manager would be like, yeah, I'm handling like a meeting with so-and-so rich creator.
Could you have not at least blurred Justin's client out of the screenshot? Because again, all the blurring of private names in this video is being done by me.
Kind of like I said, it's like an external validation, like power. They care about that image of being at the top of the food chain and they want other people to be on the bottom. So when a
This doesn't make sense at all. He told you he was busy and then he gave you evidence that he's busy. Like, what more can you ask for? We were simply just working on other things and we made you aware of that, yet you're still tripping about it. And then you claim that we had an ego because of this. Genuinely, how does us being busy equal to us having an ego? That just doesn't make sense to me.
A guy like me who knows his own worth comes with my own agreements in the contract because they just thought they were going to give me a contract and I was just going to sign it because they thought I just really needed the money or something.
No, we didn't. Like, why are you even assuming that, bro?
It was almost like they were like trying to play this ego battle with me, whereas they were trying to get as much out of me while trying to give as little.
Alex, don't freak out when I tell you this, but that's called negotiating. We don't have to agree to your terms. And the overall goal of a contract negotiation is for both sides to come to a compromise, which was what my manager was literally trying to do right here in this very own screenshot. Yet for whatever reason, you called this ego. How are we egoing you by trying to compromise with you? That makes no sense. But yet again, chat, we keep on seeing the recurrent themes. He is trying to play the victim. He is victim maxing. Okay, let me get serious. He's trying to play the victim, man.
Much out of me while trying to give as little, which, hey, to a degree, that's business, right? But like I said, I thought we were friends. Like I said, Cloud would always call and ask me for advice on things. We would hang out, we chill with each other, you know what I'm saying? So I assumed like we were cool, and it's like the thing I'm asking for, you know, isn't unrealistic anyways, and I've already done so much work for you, paid and for free, you know, at a fast rate.
First off, we don't think the contract is reasonable. Why do you think we're negotiating? Second, now you want us to be unprofessional and just agree to your contract because we're friends, yet you was just dragging on us for being unprofessional because we were simply busy and couldn't text you back right away. Does this not sound like manipulation? He's basically saying, shut up and sign this scammy ass 360 ass contract just because it's me and we're friends, even though I'm trying to scam you right now and I'm good for it. Like, huh?
The thing I'm asking for, you know, isn't unrealistic anyways, and I've already done so much work for you, paid and for free, you know, at a fast
Facts,
rate,
chaos.
at a high quality. What
I'm
more
sure
could
you
you
can
want,
tell.
right? So honestly, it felt more and more like I was just getting to run around and disrespected almost. You know what?
We disrespecting you because we didn't want to accept your contract. What are we talking about? Like, what? So if you can't tell by now, these contract negotiations were absolutely hell with Alex because he was doing shit like that. We would try to compromise with him, but he wasn't having it, and he either wanted his contract his way or the highway. And you want to know something even crazier about these negotiations? He talks so much shit about my manager in the video, but behind the scenes, my manager was really trying to negotiate, and in my opinion, was trying to help him. And Justin even convinced me to agree to some of your stipulations because he's seen where you were coming from. However, since we didn't agree to all of your stipulations, you weirdly accused us of having an ego. But because you were so mad, you decided to put him on the thumbnail. Again, exposing his privacy for no reason. Chat, do y'all understand how crazy that is? Justin is a private person. Nobody in my community would even know who he is. There's literally no reason to put him on a thumbnail, even if you...
Which is what I told you, Alex. I said that's a bad thumbnail, gang. That's a bad thumbnail. You're not even marketing it right. You're not even doing the marketing right. You're not even doing the marketing right. Nobody knows who Cloud's manager is. Why would you put Cloud's manager in the thumbnail? That's not maximizing the views, gang. But hey, you don't want my advice. You don't want my advice. You're not even maximizing your expose views. Why are you putting Cloud's manager in the thumbnail? Nobody knows who Cloud's manager is. So nobody, like, hey, bro.
really don't like the guy, and he was trying to help you. Even the people who try to help you, you still stab them in the back when they don't do exactly what you want them to do. But then you still try to play the victim card. Like, brother, what are we talking about? You have done this throughout this whole situation, not only with me and Justin, but me and my friends. And mind you, in this 1 week, we actually signed all 3 of our other editors. And it wasn't because we did anything different with them. They were just willing to negotiate. But the reason why we couldn't get our contract done, Alex, is because you weren't trying to negotiate with us. You was just trying to fuck us over. And because he wasn't getting his way, he decided to hold out on editing videos. Mind you, throughout this whole time frame of us getting this contract done, he's been editing videos for me and I have been paying him. But just because we weren't letting him bend us over, oil us up, and fuck us over, he decided to hold out. So you want to know what we decided to do? Hold out his last payment until he either agreed to start negotiating with us again properly, or in the worst case scenario, we fire him and then we would just pay him after we know the negotiations are completely finished. And in dealing with a situation like this, it is
now, I ain't gonna lie, that adds a lot of context. Because if we're keeping this on a business level, I guarantee you that there's businesses that would do that. There is businesses that would do that. Yo, we're not gonna lie, we gonna hold this money until we come to an agreement, straight up. Again, now, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't do that. Because it's just like I don't even want to deal with it. If Cloud, in my personal opinion, an employee is giving you this much trouble, it's this much friction. It don't need to be this hard. It don't need to be this hard. I have a lot of editors too. And not one editor can even fix their lips to hold on. I'm about to call an editor right now. And mind you, this is an editor that edits for me and Cloud. Hold on. Cordell. Can you confirm? I'm just calling you out the blue right now. No script, right?
Yeah, no script.
Okay, look. Can you confirm that you have edited multiple videos for me? Yes or no?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. How do I pay you?
You pay me through before you pay me.
Or no, let me ask you a better question. When I'm paying you, what's the payment process like?
I edit a video and you pay me.
And do I or do I not pay you half up front and half right after the day is done?
You do, yep.
And then if we agree on a day for you to get paid, do I or do I not pay you on that day?
You pay me on that day.
Okay. You also you do more freelance work for me. You kind of, poke your head in a little bit and, maybe we might not edit as much. You edit for Cloud.
I do edit for Cloud, yep.
Do you or do you not have a good line of communication and are getting paid from Cloud consistently?
Bro, I've been editing for Cloud since 2024. I've been getting paid consistently all the way since 2024. So we still have an active good line of communication, bro. Still getting paid from bro.
All right, bro. Again, I'm going to hang up now because it's just like the point I'm trying to make, nigga, if everybody's good, everybody is getting what they want out of the situation. Nobody's complaining. And it just feels like you're the oddity in the room. Sometimes, Alex, bro, you do have to like look around and be like, maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Maybe you're the problem.
Maybe you're the problem. Again, I'm not above saying that Cloud may be held out here and there. But now I'm seeing shit where it's like, hold on, we negotiating a contract. Every other editor done signed a contract with you, Alex. Every other editor, done signed a contract with Cloud. I got one on the phone right now that has also edited for me before, and I've never had a bad situation with. And everybody else is getting paid, and you're the only one that's not getting paid, bro? You're the only one that's feeling like there's an ego? You're the only one that's feeling like I'm confused about what's going on and people are trying to swing their Johnsons over my head? And you're also the only one that's doxing private information? Alex, you might actually be the problem, gang. You might actually be the problem. Thank you for your 2 cents, my good friend.
No problem.
Let's continue.
Extremely hard to keep it professional, especially when you know somebody's trying to screw you over and you're trying to work with them, but they're just not budging. But that is not an excuse to be unprofessional. As a man, you still got to stay strong. And even though I don't think I was wrong completely in this next section, there is for sure things that I think
Appreciate
I could
the follow.
did
Everybody
better.
following on
I'm
Twitch.
coming to y'all as a
Appreciate y'all.
man,
Welcome to the
telling
Whereyou
y'all this
family.
right now before we even get into this. But here's where I really feel like I fucked up. At this point, it was obvious he wasn't actually going to properly negotiate with us. We should have just ended the contract negotiations there. I should have just paid him at that time. Because even if we got him in a good contract, you don't want people like this who are trying to get over on you to be around your circle. But I'm going to be honest with you, and I really do regret this. I don't think I was really in this contract negotiation to actually get it solved anymore. I just wanted to be petty. He was trying to be petty to us, so I wanted to be petty to him.
And this is where you fucked up big, Cloud. You shouldn't have did this. This is bad. But W accountability though. But this is very stupid of you, brother.
And again, this is where I got to take accountability and say, I fucked up. Because after this, me and Justin decided to just stop talking to him for about 3 days, just so we could figure out a valid plan of how we were going to attack this. And we even attempted to try and negotiate with him one final time before we did this little silence. But again, like you could probably expect, he wasn't budging, his way or the highway. So we gave him the highway. But on day 2 of our silence, I found out from one of my other editors that Alex had called him, told him about the current contract negotiations we were going through, and even suggested that he'd hold out with Alex. And of course, after only hearing one side of the story,
yeah, that's facts live. Again, if you're an employer, there's no room for you to be petty with other people's money. And that's just point blank period. And I said that. I said that in the original reaction. I said it multiple times now. God damn, it's starting to sound like a broken record. But apparently I'm just glazing cloud and I don't hold him accountable for nothing. Apparently.
Wanted to help his bro out. So he went to bat for Alex against me and Justin, even contemplating taking Alex's suggestion to hold out with him. But once we told bro the full extent of the story, he quickly decided that this wasn't his battle to fight and decided to back out of this whole controversy smartly, because he realized Alex had sent him on a dummy mission to go take a bullet for him without properly telling him what was actually going on. But he was willing to do it for you because y'all were boys and you took advantage of that, basically using that editor that he called his friend. Like, bro, if we was really like dickheads for real, we could have fired that other editor and that would have been Alex's fault, but he didn't care because he was just trying to get his way. That's fucked up. I'm gonna be honest. And honestly, looking back at the situation, we should have just cut ties with Alex, paid him his money, and then went about our way. But again, we didn't, due to me being petty. 2 days later, you sent me a text demanding your money and also threatening to sue if we didn't pay your money. And you got mad that I laughed at your message, which again, I'll admit, that was me.
Also, not professional, Cloud. You shouldn't have done that.
Being petty. But the reason why I laugh is that I thought it was funny that you threatened to sue me. And another reason why I laughed is because wasn't Alex just talking about how verbal agreements don't matter early on in these negotiations? Yet he was threatening to sue me over a verbal agreement that, again, his words, he said doesn't actually matter. Yet he wants me to stand 10 toes on my verbal agreement to him when it benefits him. Remember how I told y'all that's gonna come back to bite him? But in the message I sent you back, I told you that we were paying you your money, and as y'all know, for my payment cycles, I paid every single Sunday. But I also told you that I'm paying you on our time, not yours, and that I don't have to honor the verbal agreement.
Again, Cloud, I also held Cloud accountable in the original video. Alex obviously didn't include that in his video, but this is also lame. Cloud, this is lame. You did not need to send this to your employer. You did not need to send this to your employer. Just pay the man his money. He's a problem. Pay him and get rid of him. Period. All this extra verbiage, emojis and shit, nigga. You don't know how to send a fucking professional message? Go to ChatGPT, gang. Give me a professional message to fire this nigga and give him my severance, his severance funds. You would have had a real professional message and been gone with it. Again, but all this to say, that nigga Alex did not get scammed, chat. He did not get scammed. He did not get scammed.
Because remember, by your words, verbal agreements don't matter. Bet that. We're playing by your rules now. And that's honestly just what I was thinking at the time. I thought a spade was a spade. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse my actions. I should have just paid him right then and there and moved on with my life.
W Cloud in the chat, he's saying it. Yeah, that was petty. Not gonna lie. And again, we can hold you accountable to that. That is where you were wrong, bro. You should have seen that there was smoke. There was smoke coming from that direction. Things weren't working out. Y'all already had a weird situation. Listen, bro. People are going to show you exactly who you are. People are going to show you their true colors. And here's another truth. And this is why, I'm talking to you again, Alex. Just because you had a bad situation with Cloud and you guys aren't cool and, we're not cool now, you know what I'm saying? Alex, you could still go to do amazing things in your life, and Cloud's going to continue to go do amazing things in her life. I know I'm going to go on to continue to do amazing things in my life. Just because you had a bad situation or a bad back and forth with an individual doesn't mean it's all over now. It's cooked. Honestly, in your situation, Alex, It might be a lot harder for you to work with content creators now because people are going to be looking at you sideways. I don't wish that on you, but you know, this is the digital world. This shit is, you know, on here forever. You did dox people and lie and manipulate and stuff. So it's not a good stain, but you can still go on to do great things. And just because you made mistakes with me and Cloud and other people, it doesn't mean it's over for you. And the same thing goes for Cloud. And the same thing goes for me. You know, all of my wrongdoings and all of the things that I've done in my life wrong, nigga, I've done stupid shit too. I've manipulated and lied and have done stupid shit too. And have done immature shit too. And emotional shit too. We all have. Who hasn't? Okay? But is that a reflection of your overall character and that you're gonna die a bad person? Is that the rules we're playing by, Alex? No. So while we can take constructive criticism from other people and, you know, reflect on the things that we've done wrong, it doesn't mean that it has to be all over for you, gang. So I'll say that. Keep pushing. Everybody need to keep doing their damn thing. But also don't be surprised when in this space, niggas are looking at you sideways now because it's like, wait, hold on. Aren't you that one guy that was acting weird? Yeah, no. Where nobody's, people not going to really want to fuck with you.
After you did what you said you were going to do on the blackmail, it doesn't really make that much sense. And also, it's not like he didn't know he was going to get paid. He knew he was going to get paid the next week, which is why I actually think he decided to do this on Saturday just to try to be petty with us and try to force me to pay it one day early. But honestly, with this blackmail attempt, you put yourself at such a risk because, like I said before, I was going to pay you. But if I was really a dickhead for real, I could have looked at that and been like, oh, fuck no, you're blackmailing me. You're never getting your money again. Which is why you can see in the messages, I laughed. And I even pointed this shit out. And I'm going to be honest, at this point, I wanted to keep this shit going. I wanted to just wait one more day and really just irritate this man. But I don't know if it was the shock that he tried to blackmail me or the fear that he might attempt something more serious than blackmail the next time he tries to get me. Like potentially dropping a video on the whole topic, exposing the whole situation without context, just a random idea. But I was like, yeah, let's end this. I think what helped is that I was just gonna pay him the next day. So it's like, okay, you waited one more day to pay him. That really will show him. Like, it's like, bro, if he's willing to do this for his money, gang, just give it to him. Because honestly, I really didn't want to see what he came up with next. Was he gonna accuse me of false rape or some shit? Like, I was over this shit. So I paid him. And yeah, that was the last I heard of him until now. So yeah. You wanna know something funny? After this whole controversy ended, he sent my manager this message to where Justin responded, but Alex didn't see it because Alex blocked him. But in this message, Justin responded to him in a mature way. And also, this could double as evidence that everything that I said in this video did actually happen because Justin sent this message over 6 months ago. And also, breaking news, Alex dropped a second diss video.
And this is why I am like overly invested now because he done went. Again, if you guys didn't go watch my response, I'm going to post this video that you're watching now after my response. So that's why I'm overly invested now. It just started off as me just chiming in. But, you know, he wanted to bring me in the mix because I called him emotional. He didn't like my take. So, you know, now we're tripling down on you, Alex. But again, guys, don't send no hate towards him. This isn't about hate training behind nobody. It's just about me sticking up for myself. Cloud's doing what he's doing, sticking up for himself. And just doing more of what we do. Reacting and giving feedback. And y'all are free to have all y'all opinions in the comments, bro. But at the end of the day, it's like, I didn't do nothing to this nigga. So for me to get exposed for what? Exposing for existing? Why the F is he red? I think he thinks that's like a good way to like do thumbnails. You know, we already addressed that. He doesn't have the best thumbnails, but yeah, I don't know what he's doing with that. It's not the most appealing thing, but that's just my opinion. hey, maybe these are the best thumbnails in the world. He's about to flip this shit, and like maybe in like a couple of months, this is the new meta, and I'll say this: if this does start working in a couple of months, nigga, you gonna see red Berto thumbnails, nigga. Because I am not above doing what works on YouTube, gang. Okay? So if this is the new meta and niggas are putting themselves in bleach red in the middle, and that's what makes us get clicks on videos, hey nigga, you gonna see hot red Berto in the middle of thumbnail with a bunch of random shit, and we gon' run it up like that, okay? But as far as I know right now, this is not the wave.
Yo, before I can even get my first one out, he's trying to call out the reactors that reacted to it and called out the obvious holes in your story and trying to say that I paid them. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You're just trying to get attention. It's just sad at this point, bro. It's desperate. But as y'all see, I didn't scam this man. I was just being petty towards him. And that's kind of the end of the situation. Like I said before, I don't think this situation should have been publicized because it's just a nothing burger. I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is a situation I'm proud of, but whatever he's trying to say I did by scamming him or trying to take advantage of him, that's clearly not the case, and I hope today that I proved that. He did all of this in an attempt just to get attention, to launch his own channel. There was no justice to be served. There was no warning to be had. There was only lessons to be learned, which I feel like I have learned them, but I don't know if you have. You can't just force everybody into doing what you want them to do. Just because you lie and manipulate people into thinking that you're right, that doesn't mean you are. This whole story, you've been trying to manipulate me into doing what you wanted me to do. And when I finally said no, you make an exposed video on me. But that just shows your character. And you know what's funny? You're even trying to manipulate your own comment section because you've been deleting comments this whole entire time. And like I said before, I for sure was not perfect in this situation. I did a lot of things wrong. And I was just overall being petty, and I was also being unprofessional in a lot of this. And I want to take full accountability for that. And I actually also want to apologize to you, Alex, for being unprofessional. And I want to add, for also being petty. Because I've grown since then. I'm not a perfect person, but I do try to get better every single day I'm on this earth, and I will never stop doing that. I also want to take some time and apologize to y'all for not responding to this sooner.
WCloud, man, I'm ending the video there. I feel like we got it. Look, man, I said my a million cents at this point. Alex, congratulations. You done got 3 videos out of me. You done got 3 videos out of me, bro. Long videos. So if this is what you wanted, if this is how you wanted to get a little bit of clout on your shit, hey, bro, I hope it was worth it. I would argue that this was probably not the best way to get it, man. But I wish you the best, bro. I done said my 2 cents, and I'm not wishing bad on you, bro. And again, anybody from my community, Where You At family, don't go wish bad on this guy. If you want to go give constructive criticism, cool, but do not go, be hateful and be negative, because that is not a reflection of who I am as a person, and I don't want that to be how we move as a community. So again, accountability, reflection, constructive criticism, sure, but I hope you get your situation together, Alex, and I'll leave it at that. This is the last time. I don't care what Alex responds with. He doesn't know me, so if he makes another video, let this be. I'm letting y'all know right now. Alex we will as a community, we will never watch any more Alex content, because there's nothing else to get from it. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? Y'all see you for next week.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.